What's going on, family? Kevin and Jesse here with you guys today. Hope you guys are doing great. Jesse, how you doing today, man?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I am doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. Family, make sure you guys go ahead, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram page. Click the bell on YouTube for me, please.
Yeah. Hit the bell, man. Like it, subscribe, and share.
Oh, man. Also, y'all can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'm going to get my life together, family. I promise. This is my year. 22 is my year to get Jesus. I'm going to get him for real this year. I promise.
Y'all.
Man. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue talking about love. Just a quick recap for you guys. A couple of weeks ago, we came to you guys about the filial love, the brotherly love, what we believe to be the foundation for just about every relationship you're going to have, whether it be, from one person to another, whether it be in business. That brotherly love, that friendship love is such a cornerstone and pillar to those things. And then we moved into the Eros love. I hope some of you guys, that might have watched that when it came out, definitely ask yourself, do I have an Eros love for myself?
Yeah.
I need you guys to excite yourself again.
Yes.
And make sure you're giving time where it needs to be given so somebody else doesn't have your time.
Your time.
So today, what we're going to get into is that last level of love, that one that, man, it is, I don't know how many of us ever reach or truly experience that agape love. In layman's terms, it is an unconditional love. It is it's that love that covers a multitude of sin. It's a love that, as you said, love being a debt, it paid a debt and then doesn't come back in a few years looking for interest for you to repay.
Right.
It is a love that exchanged the best of itself
For the worst.
For the worst of you.
Yeah.
Jesse, what is agape love to you, man?
I think you said it best, and we have to say it again. Love is a debt that I'm unable to repay at its highest form and highest level, at its deepest depths. It's when I shouldn't and when I don't deserve to be, you still bestow the gift of love upon me.
Man, when you say that don't deserve.
Yeah. That
don't deserve is, man.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, I don't deserve your love.
Listen, it made me think about, I know people familiar R&B scene, thinking about Tank. Maybe I deserve. He re-released it, right? He let it go.
Yeah.
Maybe I deserve.
Right. I do remember that brother singing that.
I'm not getting exactly what is owed to me. Right? So it's something that, as we grow, we become aware that it's something that, man, I'm unworthy of. I've failed. I've fallen short of what is needed, and yet and still, in spite of. So the last 6 months or so, the study has been an in spite of.
Right.
So the goal is to be able to love in this manner. Like you said, the unconditional is an in spite of type of
and that's love. For us, it's so tough, to deal in that in spite of. to deal in that, hey, I know you treat me like something on the bottom of your shoe. But every day I'm still going to wake up and love you.
Right.
Hey, I know, as again, like we said, I'm going to give you the best of me, but what you're going to give me 9 times out of 10 is the worst of you. Like, you can't tell me the last time we had a string of good days.
Right.
Like a solid 7.
Oh, no.
But I still need to give you this love. And, so, for most of us, and especially, man, when you enter into, being married and then, having children, you got to get that in spite of.
Oh, man, I think, I'm reminded of the story of the conversation between Jesus and his disciples when they asked him about marriage. And he kind of explains the concept that it's not just a human type of situation, but it has to go into a spiritual place in order for you to operate. And they're asking like, well, what about this and what about that? And he sums it up and like, listen, if you can't be with this individual in spite of them failing to meet your expectation, then it's best that you stay to yourself, because he kind of revealed that, no matter who it is, more often than not, they probably are going to fail, just like you are.
Very true.
But if you make this particular decision, you made a choice. So again, with all the knowledge, you're still choosing to place your love upon this individual, and that's what you need to do, right?
That's tough.
And so they go, well, player, who can accept this? This is a hard saying.
Right.
So from that standpoint, when I'm looking at it, you're saying like, hey, everybody is, it's my season. Right? Everybody's quick to say, it's my time. Well, okay. You want to say that is your season, it's your time? Well, let's see. Because that's what the conversation was. Well, you think so? Let's see.
Don't just love me in the summer when the sun is out and we can go have great times. Mm-hmm. Do you love me in winter?
Yeah.
Do you love me in the fall when it's raining?
Man, my leaves are falling. The grass goes from being green to a little halfway light brown.
And I'm not the best of myself. Do you love me in the storm?
Yeah. Oh, that's a tough one right there, man. You might have to stay there for a minute.
Do you love me when I'm a tornado?
Yeah. What about that?
That's tough.
Yeah. What about that?
Because I think for myself, I had to learn, one, what comes along with loving somebody in the storm is you got to appreciate the storm because it has a purpose. Because sometimes if it's a heavy rain, it's going to wash some things away.
Yeah.
If the winds become, a little catastrophic at times, but some things are going to blow away.
Yeah.
And many times you cannot clean something without agitation.
Right.
And, if you don't give somebody space for chaos, the opportunity for you both to grow, one, for them to grow and come to the knowledge of how do I better deal with myself, and you to find a deeper depth of love, you're probably never going to reach. Now, is it easy? No,
it's not.
It can be some of the suckiest times of your life.
It's going to be.
But I promise you, on the other side of that, that's when things get special. Yeah. That's when things get deep.
That's good. I think it's one we talk about often that you'll say about the story, we're going to the other side. We're going to the other side. It didn't say we might make it, possibly. It depends.
Don't know.
If we get there by about 3:30, then we're going to be good. But if not, I'm
not sure.
It's a little shaky. No, we're going to the other side.
Right.
So if you decide to get in the boat with this person or individuals or whatever it is, understand, in order to get to the other side, like you said, you got to go through a little storm.
I think one thing you got to do, though, when somebody comes to you and they're like, hey, let's go to the other side, you need to watch what they're bringing in the boat.
Yeah.
Because if you can't deal with what they're bringing, whether it's past, whether it's things in their present, whether it's, whatever the case may be, whether you're blending in the family, whether you're, dealing with somebody coming out of depression, coming, from anxiety, somebody who used to lie, steal, and chill. So, whatever it is they're bringing in the boat, you got to understand, when you say get in my boat with me, well, I have now opened up myself to all that you are and all that you will become. But then as soon as the boat get rocky, I want to start tossing your stuff out.
You got to go.
I'm tossing you out with it. And we just left the shore.
Right.
You talking about, hold on, I thought you loved me. I thought I did too. I didn't. My bad.
Not really though.
Hey, and that's the toughest part. But the thing with that agape love, like you said, that in spite of, is that, man, if you're gonna give somebody that unconditional love, it has nothing to do with how they treat you.
Absolutely not.
Like, nothing to do at all.
Absolutely not. So it goes back to that, hey, the forethought of what this individual may need before they need it and before they know they need it.
That care, that anticipation of another's needs, like you said, a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
One thing that I think is going to be helpful, the older we get, especially if you're dealing in a relationship with people, you got to understand that unconditional love, there's never going to be fair exchange. One thing, that we say all the time is fair exchange, no robbery.
Fair exchange, no robbery.
Right? That's good business.
Yeah.
But in relationships, the exchange is never going to be fair.
It's not going to be even.
Because, on your worst days, if that person chooses to still love you, how are you going to repay them?
Right.
If you have called them outside their name, if you have, made them feel worse than they've ever felt in their life, if you have just blatantly, foregone all, duties and things that you agreed to do in your situation, but they still say, okay, tomorrow's going to be a better day. And then you, do you repay them? Can you repay?
Can you repay? No.
I don't think so.
But this is why, if you are a recipient of this, that they then become worthy of the adoration.
Facts.
That is going to be due them. Because when you could not, you didn't have anything to give, any more to give. Like you said, it was your worst day possible. They still chose to give that to you anyway.
It's a tall order, though.
It's huge.
That's a tall order.
It's huge.
That's a tall order to love somebody at their absolute worst. Somebody didn't spend up the mortgage money.
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple months in a row.
See, and that type of situation is one that, individuals need to really consider before you say, I do. Because what if this person for like 30 days says, I don't, and they spend up that mortgage money, then what?
You're still supposed to love them.
Yeah.
But so often for us, oh, you don't? Well, I don't either. But I tell you who does. I'll tell you who does. And don't you be mad.
Right.
Because you didn't.
Yeah.
But you have the audacity.
You had the nerve.
To tell me.
Mitigated gall.
Hey.
Yeah.
And that's that's just the toughest part about dealing in that unconditional love. I was talking to my sister earlier, and, I think the thing that, we have to realize is that so often we'll be in prayer, we'll be trying to do all types of things. I want to manifest this perfect love, for myself. I want, this type of person, however you get there. But then here's what happens.
Talk about that.
Here's what happens. Again, on the off chance.
Yes.
You run across this individual.
Yes.
Now, here's what was told to me, family. Again, shout out to my sister, love her, to death. She said, don't fumble the bag. Don't come up looking homeless and hungry. Because you didn't take the time to grow. Because you didn't want to listen to sound doctrine and understand how to handle, said individual. Because that's what you said you wanted. Now, you may not have understood everything that came along with it.
Right. And that's okay. To an extent.
But don't be out there looking bad and sad at the end because you messed it up.
Right.
Like that's the tough part.
That is very tough. That's very tough to know that, hey, I asked for this and I got it and did not know how to care for it or keep it.
Go ahead, to expound on that for us for a moment.
Okay. So most of the time, people in terms of their, relationship endeavors, especially those of the household of faith, like you said, we're going to say, hey, I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to speak this thing until it becomes a reality. And yes, you can do that. But here's the thing. You'll keep saying it. You'll keep saying it, and you begin to operate in there. And most of the time, you're not going to receive it until you begin to move on it.
Very true.
Okay.
Walk in.
So once you begin to walk in it, then you can receive these particular gifts. And people forget that when you ask for another person, you're asking God for a gift, for Him to give you a gift of one of His most beloved, one of His most precious things that He created. So
children are the heritage of the Lord,
right?
And the fruit of the womb is His reward.
You're asking Him to give that to you, to bring that into your life, because I'm so tired. I just think, right? Okay, great. So this happens. Then what? Then what? Are you prepared? Are you prepared? This is for the fellas. Are you prepared to actually provide and to protect? Are you prepared to actually cultivate?
To serve.
And to serve. Are these things have they been a part of your study?
More often than not. Because, we say, oh, I want this person. I want to marry this person. And, oh, yeah, I love her like Christ loved the church. And have no earthly idea.
Whoa.
What we're getting into. Have no earthly idea what that really means. Like, before you even get into the cross, you got to go to, let me put your ear back on. Because my homie did you dirty.
Ain't that deep?
Like.
Isn't that deep? Shout out to Peter though. That's my dog.
Hey, you think about what Paul said when that brother said, "Man, he counted me faithful."
Yeah.
Somebody who was a blasphemer.
Yeah.
A persecutor.
Yeah.
But he entrusted Paul with the gospel.
Yeah.
Still, after all the things he did, but then I, as a man, have the nerve to say, "I'm going to take this woman and love her a little bit." And the thing that we don't really understand is when I say that I've set my affection upon you, when I say that now that you're the one that is going to be the queen of my castle. Well, now let me set you over here to the side. Okay, God, again, I'm going to take one of your most precious things and I'm going to look after. I'm going to be, the one that provides and protects. And so then when you hurt this individual's feelings, you ain't got to worry about nobody else coming to knock at your door.
Right.
You getting one of these.
Right.
Hey, dog, you remember when we had that conversation? Like,
yeah.
Do you remember that conversation and the things you told me you were going to do?
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Yeah.
What happened?
See, what had happened was...
you hit him like Adam did.
Yeah.
That woman.
You see, to just... Over here, she's real convincing. You try to make up something,
right?
When the reality is, man, he ain't trying to hit all that. He don't hit none of that.
It's like if you don't show up to work, your job don't care why you didn't show up, why you were late. Like Kevin Hart said, it was a deer bro in the road.
Y'all can see that deer bro?
Like, man, why didn't you leave 10 minutes earlier?
Yeah.
Why didn't you clock into work?
Yeah. The preparation, man. Prior preparation prevents poor performance.
Very, very true.
You got to. I don't think many people will ask. Look, what we're talking about goes both ways. Ladies, you're not off the hook either.
Right.
There's been much fumbling of the bag once you even receive it.
Fair.
Okay, so you're not off the hook either. But more often than not, man, we're not preparing. We're not preparing properly for that which we ask for. Right? We don't just hop up and go to the gym.
Nope.
In my work stuff and go to the gym.
Shouldn't be. But they in there. We see them.
Yeah, we do. It's travesty. But you shouldn't.
No, you should probably have a plan.
Yes.
Maybe some sweats.
Yes.
Some sort of gym shoot.
Something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
YouTubers out there, a lot of videos, about working out, stuff like that. Like I said, you get your little plan, something.
Yeah.
But now we just get in there and then 2 weeks in, I done tore my rotator cuff.
Yep.
Because I'm trying to do backflips off the pull-up bar.
I ain't doing backflips since I was 7.
Man.
Yeah.
And now I probably injured myself and somebody else.
For sure.
But because, like you said, I haven't first studied myself.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, studied this other individual.
Mm-hmm.
So now, when I get out of control, I've not only hurt myself, but them as well.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's a tough one sometimes to come back from.
It is.
Sometimes you can't.
Sometimes you cannot.
Because they may not be operating in that unconditional love.
That's very true.
And I think, many times just because we're operating in that, I feel like you have to be.
Right.
But that's not what that person is.
More often than not, it's not where they're going to be. It's more than likely part of the reason that you're able to come together. That they're on the path. They're on their way.
Right.
Let's not get it confused.
With
Don't try to pull somebody along like you that's being stagnant. Don't try to pull them into this realm of love when, hey man, they just want you for your Eros.
Hey, now you need to weigh the cost.
Yeah,
you need to weigh the cost. Is it worth it? And if it is, hey, I mean that's for you and whoever you pray to at night.
Yeah.
If it's not, don't go in that house.
And don't do it. Like you don't want to take an Eros into an Agape realm, because again, you trying to make what's temporary forever. Listen, you can't take this type and give it to everyone.
That's true.
I don't think so. No,
like that. To me, that unconditional love, you are more than likely, you're probably gonna have it for one person. Again, that's my opinion. Family, tell me if you agree or if you disagree. But you are going to have an unconditional love for one person, because most of the time we have some set limits. I'll take this much, from you. I'll take this much from my kids. I'll take, this much from my parents. I'll take, this much from my coworkers.
Yep.
I swear if Johnny come by here one more time and knock this desk basket with these reports, I'm going to slap them khakis off of it.
It's gonna be a royal rumble here in the office.
Yeah. All he's going to hear is the glass shatter and good old JR. And I'm passing out stunners.
Yeah.
But, that unconditional, because that takes a lot.
It does take a lot of energy.
It takes a lot, to try to operate in that, because when somebody figures out that they're getting, just a little bit of that, oh man, they're gonna test that thing.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna take it as far as they can.
Let me see how far I can go before I almost get choked.
How far can I push you in the limits of your peace, because I'm so used to dealing in, whatever realm I was over here, whether it was my parents let me do whatever I wanted to do, whether it was when I went to school, I was, the guy, and I never got in trouble for my actions, whether, I was just the smartest cat, so I never had to study.
Right.
There was always something that allowed me to not, have to have any care or concern for how I treated people in the world.
Yeah.
And so when I figure out again, oh man, you just gonna love me through everything? Oh, okay.
Well, let's see.
Right.
That's what they get.
When does your everything stop?
See, here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. Like, when you get to this particular level, does it stop? They ask the question, well, how many times in a particular day am I supposed to forgive this individual? He tells them 70 times. 7.
And most people, they take that as unlimited. But no. That is an equation.
That is a math problem.
With an answer.
So therefore it has a solution. Okay? So because of that, it has an answer.
These ain't them old 2000 rollover minutes from AT&T.
Oh, no.
Then y'all got happy with the unlimited plan. You could call folks before 9 o'clock.
What a blessing. Listen. Because when you got that bill that first time that you
went over.
You was
getting beat.
Oh, my God.
I feel you. No, I think what we don't understand so often is that people will, and I think as people, we strive to want to love people through their faults, to want to love people through, some of the muck and mire, because we all have a past. We all have things that have shaped and molded us into who we are. But that doesn't mean that this other individual doesn't have principles.
Right.
And it is an unfair situation for me to ask the love you have for me to supersede the principles you have for yourself.
For sure.
Again, for those of us that are, of the household of faith, God has principles. He is a man of principle. And, we so often, he has this unconditional, this agape love. He does.
Yeah.
But when he said not even an iota
right.
is going to get in,
right.
not even an iota of sin, that's what he meant.
Right.
So I can test him all I want. I can I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Hey, yeah, I still love you. I still love you. I'm gonna live all kind of ways and do all kind of things. I still love you. Oh, I done died. Okay, I get to get in. No.
Sorry about that, big dog. Look like you going to the left, to the left, to the left.
And then how many of us, just for the bros, how many of us, treat this woman bad? Call out her name. Don't do the things that we're supposed to do as men. But then get mad when she's had enough.
Yeah.
When her principles finally meet.
Principles kick in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's not, I think, the worst part is when somebody leave you in peace.
Yeah.
And it's not a knockdown, drag out, and it's not they're not cussing and tossing your stuff out in the yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when they just, all right, well, hey, you know what? I'm not saying you can't play in this league, but you just can't play for this team.
That's a mature individual, right? That's an individual that's matured in love, right? Because they have a love for themselves. I'm not going to give you that type of energy. I'm not going to let you get me riled up. I tell you what, big dog. You see this stuff right here? Whenever you want to pick. If you don't come pick it up off the curb by Thursday,
the trash is coming.
The trash man going to pick it on up. Okay, God bless you. May keep you and cause his face to shine upon you. But don't call my number no more.
Hey, you blocked.
Yeah, listen.
You're blocked. This message at the end of this old Mission Impossible.
Right.
Next thing you know, your phone done blew up.
Yep, pretty much.
And that's all you got.
Yeah.
Right. But then our feelings are hurt because we missed out on because now that it's gone.
Right.
Like I always miss the sun.
Right.
When it stopped shining. Oh, I just wish it was warm again. But then in the summertime, y'all cussing out the weatherman when he talking about it's a 98 heat index.
Listen.
And that brother just trying to do his job.
He's just doing his job. He's just letting you know. It's going to be 102 for the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
Prepare yourself. Govern yourself accordingly. Listen, I got to go back and say this right here. Listen, it ain't your job to love everybody through everything. I just want to throw that out there. Too many people want to do that. They feel like because they, are striving for this type of love, that means they have to share it and shower everyone that they meet with this particular love.
No.
Man, if y'all don't stop that.
Hey, you know what? And again, if you're a person of faith and you disagree with me, that is just perfectly fine.
That's your prerogative.
I tell you, hey, I need a little bit more Holy Ghost in, maybe. I need to give me a little bit, as my auntie say all the time, I need a little bit more Holy Ghost lather. Because I can't.
No.
I don't have that type of energy and patience for every single individual. It would be great if I did.
You're not the saving agent. Stop it.
It would be great if I did, but I ain't got it. I'm not there yet in my walk with Christ.
Look, there's only one.
I do the mark and avoid.
There's only one.
He hitting like the OU.
Right. There's only one that can do that. Is capable of that.
Right.
For everyone. That's not us. That's not our calling.
True.
It's not. So stop beating your head against the table trying to make sure you get some agape, you get some agape, and you get some too. It doesn't. No.
Because I just don't know if you can truly give that to everybody with the energy and effort that you have to put out, with the study, the care, and concern you have to give to an individual to get to a place where because I don't, and again, family, comment and tell me if you disagree. I don't think this level of love isn't something that's developed, in 3 months, in 6 months. It takes time. And I think it first starts with, it's going to be a conscious choice that I am striving for you to give you this unconditional love. And again, it's a choice. Yeah. So there may come a day in time when I choose not to, the same way you may choose not to, because it just, man. Yeah. But we have to see if we're going to put in, that amount of work for each other. Yeah. Because that's a lot.
For sure.
That's a lot. What role does the filial and the Eros love play in agape love?
It plays a small role.
Okay.
But it also depends upon, like you said, hey, we're talking about potentially the marriage construct. Then it's gonna play a part. But I think this is because it is the highest level. It doesn't play a major part, right? It'll feed into it a little bit, especially for married individuals. Yes, you're gonna need that physical that keeps you close. These are the instructions there, right? You're gonna need to be able to have solid conversations as friends do, right.
Real conversations,
some real conversations, some open ones, so I can get to know that. That is the key to intimacy, man. People aren't understanding intimacy. Into me, I see. Then how do we do this? By having an actual conversation about who you really are. Ooh. So you got to pull your shades down and be vulnerable and be like, you know, every now and again, bruh, I just feel like I just want to haul off and slap somebody. I really don't know where this comes from. Maybe it's from my father, possibly from my mother. I really don't understand. I know for a fact my grandfathers used to get around every now and again and backhand a few people. So maybe it's just a part of the DNA somewhere. Sure. But I feel that way. Let's talk about it. Let's make sure I ain't running around here slapping folks because that's against the law.
Right. I feel you used the word vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And for that unconditional love, I think that is one of the secret ingredients.
Yes.
Because if I say that I'm going to give you this agape love, this unconditional love, then you need to see me get naked with you.
Yes.
Emotionally.
Yes.
You know, in my mind, so that you can see that I'm really trying to get down through this thing with you, because I don't know if you ever really 100% believe me. If you never see my own nakedness, in trying to do that for you.
In terms of you being, you know, like you said, I'm naked emotionally, I'm naked mentally. I'm not afraid to share those things with you, and also spiritually. That's the deepest to me. That really kind of seals that thing, man. If I can get spiritual with you and share my particular journey and my growth process and those type of things. But, you know, you can't share that with everybody.
No.
You can't.
No, it's not. Because some people just want to know that to use it against you.
Right.
And that's, you know, that's unfortunate. But that's why, as my sister said, baby, you got to have better discernment.
Yes.
You got to be able to discern that thing, look through muddy water, and see dry land.
Agreed.
You know, evildoers is out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, guard your heart without diligence. Right? That's what it's talking about. That you gotta know to whom you can and to whom you cannot. Right? It's not for everybody. The reality is you are not for everyone, and you got to be okay with that.
And I think sometimes we're just not.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the Facebook age in us. If that's
maybe.
You know, I need all the friends, and so then in real life, when I'm not getting likes in real life, when I'm not getting comments in real life, my feelings get hurt because somebody disagrees with me, because somebody has a different opinion than me, and now we don't sit the same saddle. And instead of just trying to grow and listen to these, you know, other opinions, or just having the maturity, okay, well then we just don't need to rock on any level, and that's just fine.
That's okay.
I want to just no, let me chase after you for 30 more years. No, man, let's not do those things, family. Just before we go, what joy, what peace do we find in agape love?
Man, definitely the peace is going to be there, because, you know, you're making a conscious decision to give what another cannot repay. And the joy that comes from that is you're operating in a strength that is not your own. Right? Because you're making this decision to say, you know, in spite of what you may say, do, think, feel, and in spite of how you may act, this gift is for you.
I agree, family. The thing that I want to leave you with is that in that agape love, first, you know, like all the other levels of love, do you have an unconditional love for you? Do you, you know, on days when you weren't your best, do you begin to cuss yourself out? Right. Do you begin to now speak ill of your own life? Right. Because you don't want those things, you don't want those seeds to get planted in your subconscious. You know, and then, you know, one thing that I want you guys to take, one concept I want you guys to take from, you know, from the unconditional love, is that in that agape love, because it covers so many things, is that you're not always going to know what okay looks like. Right. but in unconditional love, you're always going to be okay. Family, we sure do thank you guys for tuning in with us today. Make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe on our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram page. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Always, guys, we hope you were able to listen, learn, and grow. We will talk to you guys later.